The forbidden wealth secret they erased from history. On a cold autumn morning in 1929, the wealthiest men in America gathered in a secret meeting. They weren't there to celebrate. They were there to make a decision that would affect every person watching this video right now. What happened in that room wasn't written in history books. It wasn't taught in schools. And the one man who tried to reveal it had his work suppressed for over 80 years. My name is your name, and what I'm about to share with you is the most dangerous wealth secret ever discovered. Dangerous to who? To the people who want you broke, dependent, and powerless. If you watch this entire video, your understanding of money will never be the same. You'll see the matrix, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is Life Secrets. Let's begin. In 1908, a young newspaper reporter named Napoleon Hill was given an assignment that would consume the next 20 years of his life. His mission: interview the 500 wealthiest people in America and discover their secrets. Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world at that time, made Hill a shocking offer. "I will introduce you to every millionaire in America. I will open every door, but you must promise me one thing: you will document everything, the real secrets, not the stories we tell the public, the truth." Hill agreed. For 2 decades, he interviewed Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller, Theodore Roosevelt, and hundreds of others. What he discovered changed his life, and in 1937, he published his findings in a book called Think and Grow Rich. That book has sold over 100 million copies. It's created more millionaires than any other book in history. But here's what nobody tells you. The book that was published in 1937 was not the complete manuscript. 3 chapters were removed before publication. One of those chapters contained a secret so explosive that Carnegie himself said, "This must be hidden in plain sight. Those who are ready will find it. The rest must never know." For 85 years, researchers have tried to find those missing chapters. In 2011, one of them was finally discovered in the Napoleon Hill Foundation archives. When I read it, everything made sense. Every wealthy person I'd ever studied, every fortune ever built, every financial dynasty, they all used the same principle. It wasn't hard work, it wasn't education, it wasn't even intelligence. It was something far more powerful. And today, I'm going to reveal it to you. But before I do, you need to understand why this secret was hidden. Think about your life right now. You wake up, you go to work, you trade your time for money, you pay your bills, you save what's left if there's anything left. You repeat this for 40 years, then you retire, hopefully with enough to survive. This is what you were taught. This is normal. But here's the truth that will make you angry. This system was designed. It didn't happen by accident. In the early 1900s, industrialists had a problem. They needed workers, millions of them. Compliant, predictable, controllable workers who would spend their entire lives building someone else's fortune. So they created a system. They created schools that taught you to follow instructions, not think independently. They created jobs that paid you just enough to survive, but not enough to escape. They created a culture that made you believe that security meant a steady paycheck from an employer. And most importantly, they hid the one secret that could set you free. Napoleon Hill discovered this secret, and when he tried to publish it, powerful men told him, "The world isn't ready." So he hid it. Not by removing it completely, that would raise suspicion. He hid it in plain sight. Scattered throughout his book in coded language, in stories, in metaphors, in phrases that seem simple but contain profound truth. But the direct chapter, the one that explained it clearly, was removed. Until now. The secret has a name. Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind. But that's not what it really is. That's the code word, the acceptable term. The real name, used by ancient mystics, Roman emperors, Egyptian pharaohs, and medieval alchemists, is something different. They called it vibrational wealth magnetism. I know how that sounds, stay with me. Because every single fortune, from King Solomon to Jeff Bezos, was built on this principle. Here's what they discovered. Wealth is not created by working harder. Wealth is not created by working smarter. Wealth is created by vibrating at the frequency of wealth. Before you dismiss this as woo-woo, let me show you the science. In 1905, Albert Einstein proved that everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your body, energy vibrating at a specific frequency. Money, energy vibrating at a specific frequency. Success, energy vibrating at a specific frequency. In 2018, MIT scientists proved that human thoughts emit electromagnetic frequencies that can be measured. In 2022, quantum physicists at Stanford demonstrated that consciousness affects physical reality at the subatomic level. This isn't mysticism, this is physics. And the wealthy have known this for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians built temples designed to amplify specific frequencies. The Pythagoreans taught that numbers and frequencies control reality. Nikola Tesla said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Tesla understood. He died broke, but not because his ideas didn't work. He died broke because he refused to weaponize this knowledge for the elite. But others, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, Morgan, they used it, and they became the wealthiest men in history. So here's the secret they didn't want you to know. You cannot attract wealth by wanting it. You cannot attract wealth by working for it. You can only attract wealth by becoming it. Let me explain. Right now, you have a dominant vibration, a frequency you emit every moment of every day. This frequency is created by your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and your habitual state of being. If your dominant vibration matches the frequency of struggle, you will attract struggle. If your dominant vibration matches the frequency of poverty, you will attract poverty. If your dominant vibration matches the frequency of wealth, you will attract wealth. It's not magic, it's resonance. When you strike a tuning fork at 440 Hz near another tuning fork, what happens? The second fork starts vibrating at 440 Hz, even though nothing touched it. This is called sympathetic resonance. The same principle applies to wealth. When you vibrate at the frequency of wealth, wealth resonates with you. It's drawn to you, opportunities appear, money flows. Not because of luck, because of physics. This is why some people seem to have golden touch. This is why opportunities just happen to fall in their lap. This is why they make money effortlessly while others work 80 hours a week and stay broke. They're not special, they're not chosen, they're not lucky. They simply vibrate at a different frequency. Now here's where it gets interesting. Napoleon Hill discovered that there are 7 specific frequencies that, when combined, create what he called the wealth vibration. Master these 7 frequencies, and you become a magnet for wealth. Ignore them, and you'll work hard your entire life and die broke. Let me break them down. Frequency number 1, the frequency of certainty. Poor people hope to get rich. Rich people know they will be rich. There's a massive difference. Hope is a low-frequency vibration. It contains doubt. I hope this works means I'm not sure it will. Certainty is a high-frequency vibration. It contains zero doubt. When Andrew Carnegie told Napoleon Hill about this, he said, "The moment I decided, not wished, not hoped, but decided with absolute certainty that I would be wealthy, the universe began rearranging itself to make it happen." Sounds crazy, right? But think about this. Every decision you make is based on your level of certainty. When you're certain you can ride a bike, you ride it. When you're certain you can drive a car, you drive it. When you're certain you'll be wealthy, you make decisions wealthy people make. And wealthy decisions create wealthy results. Neuroscience confirms this. When your brain reaches a state of certainty, it releases different neurochemicals. It activates different neural pathways. It literally sees different opportunities. This is why affirmations often don't work. You're saying, I am wealthy, while your brain vibrates at I'm broke. The dissonance cancels out the effect. True certainty requires reprogramming your subconscious mind to believe, at the deepest level, that wealth is not just possible, it's inevitable. For the next 30 days, every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say with complete conviction, I am wealthy, not because I hope to be, not because I'm trying to be, but because at the core of my being, I am wealth incarnate. Money flows to me because I vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Say it until you feel it, until doubt disappears, until it becomes your truth. This is frequency number 1. Frequency number 2, the frequency of gratitude. This one is counterintuitive. When you're broke, being grateful feels fake. You look around at your bills, your debt, your lack, and gratitude seems like a lie. But here's what Hill discovered. Gratitude is the highest frequency emotion. When you're in genuine gratitude, you vibrate at approximately 540 Hz on the Hawkins scale of consciousness. Fear vibrates at 100 Hz. Anger at 150 Hz. Want and desire at 125 Hz. Gratitude at 540 Hz. When you're in gratitude, you're vibrating above the frequency of poverty, scarcity, and lack. And here's the quantum physics part that blows minds. Your electromagnetic field extends approximately 8 to 10 feet around your body. When you're in gratitude, this field becomes coherent and powerful. The HeartMath Institute proved this. They measured the electromagnetic signature of gratitude. It's magnetic. People are drawn to you, opportunities appear, doors open. Not mystically, scientifically. Because you're broadcasting a signal that says, I am abundant, I have more than enough, I am grateful for what I have. And the universe responds by giving you more to be grateful for. Every billionaire I've studied has a daily gratitude practice. Oprah Winfrey, gratitude journal every night. Tony Robbins, gratitude meditation every morning. Warren Buffett writes gratitude letters. They're not doing this because they're already rich. They got rich because they practiced gratitude. Every morning, before you check your phone, write down 10 things you're genuinely grateful for. Not fake gratitude, real felt appreciation. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for clean water. I'm grateful for this opportunity to learn. Do this for 30 days and watch your reality shift. Frequency number 3, the frequency of generosity. This one seems backwards. I'm broke, how can I give? That's exactly why you're broke. Poor people think, when I have more, I'll give. Rich people think, when I give, I'll have more. One is scarcity consciousness, the other is abundance consciousness. Napoleon Hill wrote about this in the removed chapter. He called it the law of increasing returns. Here's what he discovered. When you give, genuinely give, not expecting anything back, you send a signal to your subconscious mind. I have more than enough, I am abundant, I can afford to give. Your subconscious doesn't know if that's true or not, it just responds to the signal. And it begins creating circumstances that match that signal. In 2019, neuroscientists at the University of Zurich discovered something remarkable. When people give generously, their brain's reward center lights up more than when they receive. The act of giving literally rewires your brain for abundance. But here's the secret. You can't give from obligation, you can't give to manipulate, you can't give and secretly expect something back. You must give from genuine overflow, even if that overflow is just $5. John D. Rockefeller gave away 10% of every dollar he earned, even when he was broke. By the time he died, he'd given away over $500 million, equivalent to $75 billion today. Andrew Carnegie gave away 90% of his wealth. He said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." These men understood, the more you give, the more you receive. Not because of karma, because of frequency. Giving vibrates at the frequency of abundance. This week, give away 10% of whatever money you have. Not to charity, unless you want to anyone. A homeless person, a friend in need, a cause you believe in. Give it with joy, with gratitude, with the feeling of abundance. And watch what happens. Frequency number 4, the frequency of visualization. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. This isn't philosophy, this is neuroscience. When you vividly imagine something with all your senses, with emotion, with detail, your brain creates the same neural pathways as if it actually happened. Athletes have used this for decades. They call it mental rehearsal. A study at the University of Chicago had basketball players practice free throws 2 ways. Group A, physical practice only. Group B, mental visualization only. Group C, both. Result: Group B improved almost as much as Group A. Group C improved the most. Your brain literally cannot distinguish between practice and visualization. Napoleon Hill discovered that every wealthy person he interviewed did this. They saw their success before it happened. Not as a wish, as a memory from the future. Thomas Edison visualized every invention before building it. Walt Disney visualized Disneyland so vividly that when it was built, he said, "It's exactly as I saw it." Elon Musk visualizes spaceships landing on Mars, and now they do. They're not lucky, they're leveraging quantum physics. In quantum mechanics, there's a phenomenon called observer effect. The act of observing something changes it. When you vividly visualize your wealthy future, you're collapsing probability waves into reality. You're literally pulling that future into existence. Every night before sleep, spend 10 minutes in vivid visualization. Don't visualize getting rich. That puts wealth in the future. Visualize being rich right now. Feel the money in your bank account. See the zeros. Feel the freedom. Experience the gratitude. Smell your success. Make it so real that your brain thinks it's already happened. Do this every night for 30 days. Your reality will begin matching your vision. Frequency number 5, the frequency of action. Here's where most manifestation teachings fail. They tell you to visualize, to affirm, to believe. But they leave out the most critical part. You must act from the frequency of wealth. Not work hard, ACT wealthy. There's a difference. Working hard from scarcity creates more scarcity. Acting from wealth creates more wealth. What does it mean to act wealthy? It means making decisions a wealthy person would make. When an opportunity appears, poor people ask, "Can I afford this?" Wealthy people ask, "Will this make me money?" When faced with a risk, poor people think, "What if I lose?" Wealthy people think, "What if I win?" The energy behind the action is what matters. Napoleon Hill wrote, "The starting point of all achievement is desire backed by faith and action. Not action alone, action with the vibration of certainty." In 1962, Sam Walton borrowed every dollar he could to open a discount store in Arkansas. Everyone said he'd fail. He acted from certainty. Today, Walmart is the largest company in the world. In 1999, Elon Musk sold PayPal and invested everything into SpaceX and Tesla. Everyone said he'd lose it all. He acted from certainty. Today, he's the richest man on earth. Action without certainty is struggle. Action with certainty is unstoppable. This week, take one action you've been avoiding because of fear. Start that business. Make that call. Send that email. Apply for that position. But do it from the energy of wealth. Not desperate, not hopeful, certain. As if success is inevitable. Because it is. Frequency number 6, the frequency of association. You've heard this before. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But do you understand WHY? It's not just influence, it's resonance. When you surround yourself with broke people, you synchronize with their frequency. Their doubts become your doubts. Their limitations become your limitations. Their reality becomes your reality. This is called frequency entrainment. If you put 100 metronomes on a platform, all ticking at different rhythms, and let them sit, within minutes, they all synchronize. They entrain to the same frequency. The same thing happens with humans. This is why Napoleon Hill emphasized the mastermind principle. When 2 or more minds come together in harmony, they create a third mind, more powerful than either individual. Andrew Carnegie had a mastermind of the 50 brightest minds in industry. Henry Ford met regularly with Edison and Firestone. The Rothschild family created closed circles where only wealth consciousness was allowed. They understood your environment determines your frequency. In 2026, you don't need physical proximity. Join masterminds on Zoom. Follow wealthy people on social media. Listen to millionaire podcasts. Read books by billionaires. Immerse yourself in the frequency of wealth. And cut out, ruthlessly, anyone pulling you down. I don't care if they're family. I don't care if you've known them forever. If they're vibrating at poverty and you spend time with them, you will too. Audit your 5 closest relationships. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Replace one negative person with one wealthy-minded person. Join a mastermind, hire a coach, find a mentor. Surround yourself with the frequency you want to become. Frequency number 7, the frequency of identity. This is the most powerful frequency of all, and the one most people completely miss. You can do everything right, gratitude, visualization, action, association, but if your identity is, I'm a broke person trying to get rich, you'll fail. Because your identity is your core vibration. Your subconscious mind will always move you toward your identity. If you identify as broke, you'll sabotage yourself every time you start succeeding. You'll make a bad investment. You'll quit right before the breakthrough. You'll find a way to lose the money. Because your subconscious is trying to keep you aligned with your identity. Psychologists call this identity crisis. When your results don't match your identity, you experience cognitive dissonance. Your brain hates cognitive dissonance, so it forces you back to your identity. This is why lottery winners go broke. Their identity is poor person, they win millions, their subconscious can't handle it, they sabotage themselves back to poverty. But when you shift your identity to, I am a wealthy person, everything changes. You don't try to make money, you just do what wealthy people do. Because that's who you are. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I never saw myself as a bodybuilder trying to win, I saw myself as the champion who happened to be competing. The title was already mine. And he won 7 Mr. Olympia titles. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest," before he was the greatest. And he became exactly that. Your identity creates your reality. Stop saying, "I'm trying to get rich." Start saying, "I am wealthy." Not "I will be," "I am." Rewrite your identity. Who are you? Not who you're trying to become, who you are right now. You are wealthy. You are abundant. You are a magnet for money. Say it, believe it, become it. This is the final frequency. Now I need to warn you about something. This knowledge is dangerous. Not to others, to you. Because once you know this, you can't unknow it. If you watch this video and do nothing, you'll feel worse than before. Because now you know why you're broke. And you can't blame anyone else. Napoleon Hill saw this happen over and over. He'd share these secrets, people would get excited, then they'd do nothing. And they'd stay exactly where they were. He wrote in the removed chapter, "The tragedy is not that men aim too high and miss. The tragedy is that they aim too low and hit, or worse, they don't aim at all." You now have knowledge that 99% of humanity will never discover. The same knowledge that built every fortune in history. The same knowledge the elite tried to suppress. You have 2 choices. Choice number 1, do nothing, stay comfortable, let fear win, die with regret wondering what if. Choice number 2, implement these 7 frequencies, start today, transform your life, become who you were meant to be. The choice is yours. But know this, the universe is watching, and it will give you exactly what you vibrate. Choose wisely. If you're still watching, you've chosen transformation. So let me give you the exact 30-day plan to shift your frequency and magnetize wealth. This is what Napoleon Hill would have published if they'd let him. This is the activation protocol. Days 1 through 10, frequency installation. Every morning, 5 minutes, gratitude journaling, write down 10 things. 5 minutes, certainty affirmations in the mirror. 10 minutes, wealth visualization, vivid and emotional. Every evening, 10 minutes, wealth visualization before sleep. 5 minutes, review wins from the day. Write down tomorrow's wealthy actions. Every day, give away 10% of any money you receive. Take one action from the frequency of wealth. Consume only wealthy-minded content. Days 11 through 20, frequency amplification. Continue the morning and evening routine, plus. Join one mastermind or wealthy community. Cut ties with one negative influence. Invest in yourself, a course, a book, a coach. Make one bold decision you've been avoiding. Track synchronicities, notice opportunities appearing. Days 21 through 30, frequency embodiment. Continue all previous steps, plus. Declare your new identity publicly. Take action on the biggest opportunity that's appeared. Teach these principles to someone else. Create one new wealth-generating vehicle. Celebrate every win, no matter how small. By day 30, you will not be the same person. Your thoughts will be different. Your decisions will be different. Your opportunities will be different. Your reality will be different. Because you're vibrating at a different frequency. Before I end this, I need to share one final secret. The secret Napoleon Hill discovered but could never prove. Until now. Ready. You were always wealthy. You were born with the frequency of abundance. As a child, you believed anything was possible. You felt deserving of everything. You had no limiting beliefs about money. You were a natural magnet for abundance. Then society programmed you. They taught you to doubt. They taught you to fear. They taught you that wealth is for other people. They taught you to vibrate at scarcity. This entire video isn't about gaining something. It's about remembering who you always were. You're not becoming wealthy. You're returning to your natural state. The frequency of wealth isn't foreign to you. It's your birthright. You just forgot. Today you remember. Today you reclaim your power. Today you return to the frequency you were born with. Welcome home. If this video changed your perspective on wealth, I need you to do 3 things. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every week, I release videos like this: secrets that have been hidden, truths that will set you free, wisdom that will transform your life. This is life's secrets, and you just became part of something bigger than yourself. Second, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Not everyone is ready, but you know someone who is. Someone who's been struggling, someone who's been searching, someone who's ready to remember who they really are. Send them this link, change their life. Third, comment below with the word ACTIVATD. That's your commitment, your declaration, your point of no return. When you type ACTIVATD, you're telling the universe, I'm done playing small. I'm done vibrating at scarcity. I'm claiming my birthright. 30 days from now, I want you to come back to this video and comment again. Tell me what shifted. Tell me what opportunities appeared. Tell me how your reality transformed. Because it will. Not because I said so. Because you chose to vibrate differently. The world needs wealthy people. Not greedy people, wealthy people. People who use their abundance to uplift others. People who create, who build, who solve problems. People who understand that wealth is a frequency, not a paycheck. You were always meant to be one of those people. Today you start. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, you are not becoming wealthy. You are remembering that you always were. Stay activated.